So after Joaquin Buckley defeated Vicente Luque at UFC Fight Night Atlantic City, some of you had some very nasty things to say about Joaquin Buckley. Not this guy. I withheld my judgment because I could tell there was something special about this kid. Okay? I could tell. And what do you know? Just a few days later, he absolutely cooks Ariel to his nose. Straight on his show, MMA Hour, Joaquin Buckley says what's needed to be said. But this time, in today's video, he's going to be saying it with reinforcement, okay? Of the MMA guru. That's the reinforcements he's going to have here. We're going to war, okay? Here we go.
Be careful. What was I saying about the fighters in the UFC?
A lot of things.
What are you talking? I mean, tell me right now. I want to hear.
Well, just with a lot of fighters, man. You've been in the business for a long time. Obviously, you have the respect what you do, and you do it very well. You got a lot of, I say, facts, right?
Some would say these are lies that Joaquin Buckley's telling, but it shows you how nice of a guy he is to lie to Ariel's face and tell him that he's good at his job.
That you keep down about the UFC and about different fighters. But me personally, I feel like when we come on your show, you try to use us as a weapon against the UFC, right?
Oh! Joaquin Buckley just told Ariel to his face, I am a fan of the MMA guru. You heard it out of his mouth right there. Do I need to play you that last sentence again? Because he absolutely royally cooked Ariel Helwani.
Different fighters. But me personally, I feel like when we come on your show, you try to use us as a weapon against the UFC, right?
Yes, right. Right, Joaquin Buckley. You're dead on. Dead on, brother. Okay? Dead on. Uses fighters like weapons against the UFC. And this is a known fact that Ariel was going to go on to massively deny.
You use your platform, but you try to set us up low-key, right?
For real.
With certain questions that fighters you already know, if we have those conversations and what we try to talk about could have us get in trouble with who we work for.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I wish I would have loaded up the clip of him pushing for Poirier to answer if he got a share of the pay-per-view, where Poirier very clearly couldn't say whether he did or not. You know what I mean? This is a fact. Ariel Helwani pushes the fighters' buttons and tries to get something out of them. There are compilation videos on YouTube with millions of views. 10-minute long compilation videos called Ariel Helwani instigating fighters. And within those clips, there will be moments where he is turning them against the UFC. But Ariel seems to very strongly deny this. And I have no idea why he denies it. I don't know why Ariel won't just be a little bit evil. We're all a bit evil, brother. You don't have to be an angel. Admit sometimes that you ask some questions to twist the fighter's buttons. And when you notice that a fighter and the UFC do not have the best of relationships, you love stirring the pot. And you've done it over and over again, countless times throughout your career.
Like what? Give me an example.
There's a lot of things, man. You know better for myself. For yourself.
No, I don't, because I don't agree.
What I'm talking about.
I don't agree. Honestly, I don't agree. I mean, been doing the show since 2009.
Like, he says, no, where are the examples? And of course, Joaquin Buckley doesn't have examples. Because Joaquin Buckley where is Joaquin Buckley? I don't know where Joaquin Buckley is right now, okay? I don't know where this is. Joaquin Buckley's probably in a room somewhere, just phoned in on his phone. He doesn't have a list of examples and links and clips and this and that to where he can disprove Ariel Helwani saying things that rile up fighters and turn them against the UFC and, you know, set up the fighters in certain ways to get them in trouble in certain ways. He doesn't have a list of those things. So Ariel, therefore, makes it seem like, therefore, Joaquin Buckley is lying. Because he can't prove anything because he doesn't have examples. Therefore, it just must not be true. Even though everyone who has a brain that's paid attention to Ariel Helwani's career for the past however many decades it's been knows that Ariel was and still is the guy to rile up fighters. The guy to ask the question that would create some kind of, turmoil. The guy that would ask a question about the fighter that would maybe try and get them to say something about the UFC in a bad light. We saw how much his eyes lit up during his interview with Stephen Thompson after they didn't pay him when he didn't sign up to fight Mikel Pereira after Mikel Pereira missed weight. They didn't pay him his show money. You could see the look in Ariel's eyes. The Ngannou UFC situation is another prime example of this as well. The Jamahal Hill, Dana White situation is a prime example of this. I mean, Ariel Helwani, I don't know if this is going to show up right on the screen right now. Take your pick. You want examples? Ariel, I've got a catalogue. Cooked after cooked. You're overcooked at this point. Honestly. Let's be careful on the cooking and the overcooking statements here. But even still, cook after cook after cook, over and over again, whether it be Jamahal Hill or Francis Ngannou or Dricus du Plessis, where you race baited him, or even the Chael stuff, and Chael's not even an active fighter. We can go on and on. I've got video after video of it. Of course, Ariel never acknowledged any of these. But those are some examples that Joaquin Buckley could have used. But of course, Joaquin Buckley doesn't come on the show prepared to have a massive debate. So Ariel's like, well, you don't have any examples prepared. I win. That's Ariel Helwani's mindset about this. Okay? It's so weird to me. We go back a bit so I can even remember what was the last thing said.
Could have us get in trouble with who we work for.
Like what? Give me an example.
There's a lot of things, man. You know better for myself. For yourself.
No, I don't, because I don't agree.
What I'm talking about.
I don't agree. Honestly, I don't agree. I mean,
honestly, he doesn't agree. He doesn't agree that he asks questions that could create a bit of a weird business relationship between certain fighters and the UFC and Dana White. Ariel Helwani disagrees that he has ever asked a question that would in any way create some kind of tension between a fighter and the UFC. That's what Ariel Helwani is disagreeing to right now. And this is the problem I have with Ariel. Just be flawed as a human. Why do you have to be perfect? Why can't there be anything bad said about you? People could say about my channel, you're this, you're that, you're this. I'd be like, yeah, kind of am. I mean, you got a point. You know what I'm saying? You're this, you're that. There's so many things you can pick out about me where I have so many flaws as a human, but you're allowed to have them. You don't have to be Mr. Goody Goody Two-Shoes, who has never put a foot wrong in his life and is only doing everything out of the love of his heart and the glory of the fighters. Dude, you're trying to get a paycheck, live life. You've got kids, you've got a family. You're allowed to say that if you ask certain questions, the interviews hit a bit better. Like, you're allowed to say that. Like, I'm sure these fighters would respect Ariel so much more if he were to just say, yeah, you know what, sometimes I do ask risky questions that could spur something up because that's my job. And I don't blame Ariel for that. I don't blame Ariel for pushing Wonderboy into answers or pressing Wonderboy for answers about him not getting paid because he didn't fight Mikel Pereira after Mikel Pereira missed weight. I don't blame him. He should do that. He should ask questions about Ngannou and his experience with the UFC. He should do that. But own it, man. Don't dig your way out of this one. I'm going to calm down with the digging stuff. You know what I'm saying? We're going to move on, though. There's more.
Been doing the show since 2009. You think I'm trying to make the fighters look bad and do this show for 15 years I've been doing this show. I have the fighters on because I love the fighters and respect the fighters and want to give them an opportunity to tell their story and, you know, be able to...
This is the problem I had. This is the gay... I mean, not the gay shit. This is the heterosexual shit I'm talking about right here, man. Disgusting. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm talking about. I bring the fighters on because I love the fighters and I respect the fighters and I want them to be heard. Dude, you get paid a lot of money. You may love the fighters. That might be a part of it for you, but come the fuck on, man. You just love the fighters so much. He's been doing this for this ever many years. I've never done anything like that. I've never turned fighters against the UFC.
To learn more. I want to learn more, and I hope that other people learn more when they hear from you guys. So I'm not trying to weaponize anything. That would be crazy, and I would be wasting my life doing that for 15 years. That would be a futile mission on my part.
You said it, Ariel. Cooked yourself. Cooked yourself there. You said it. Cooked yourself. That's what you've done. And we can go, if you've never tried to weaponize a fighter against the UFC, Jamahal Hill came on your show a while ago. And I'm assuming this is who Buckley's maybe prime example would be if he had some time to think about it and prepare. Jamahal Hill was on your show after becoming the light heavyweight champion of the world in the UFC after defeating Glover Teixeira in Brazil on 5 weeks' notice. Dominated Glover Teixeira in Brazil on 5 weeks' notice. Dominated him. Won the championship. And you made the entire interview. Getting Jamahal Hill to talk about Dana White slapping his wife after Dana White's wife slapped him. You made the entire interview about that, and you ruined the entire interview. Whereas if you really just cared about the fighters, and you just wanted to show love to the fighters and build them up, and I just love the fighters so much. If you really wanted that, you would have talked about his amazing win. You wouldn't have gaslit him about why were you so emotional after winning. You wouldn't have then said in this interview, I wish I had the timestamp right now, if you remember, there was a moment that he said in this interview, that maybe that's somewhere we disagree. I don't think you should ever put your hands on a woman, but maybe that's somewhere we disagree. And he just put those words in Jamahal Hill's mouth. I've got the videos on the channel for you guys to go and check out if you want to. It's the one right here. Ariel Helwani was pathetic in his Jamahal Hill interview, gaslighting Hill about Dana's slap. It's a 22-minute video of Ariel Helwani being a worm. Being an absolute worm during the interview of Jamahal Hill. He did that. I proved it. He can't disprove it, or he would have done. And you know it. Look at these videos. These ain't little videos. 170k views, 151, 159, 157. I'm not some baby channel 2k views going after Ariel. If he could disprove them, he would. He made the entire Jamahal Hill interview a weapon to get at the Dana White slap situation with his wife. That's what he did. And you know what? I don't mind Ariel pushing about that. Admit you did. This is the problem. You are allowed to be a little bit flawed. You are allowed to push the buttons of fighters. You can't just avoid all level of responsibility every single time by just denying everything. That's the lame part, man. You really have no idea what Joaquin Buckley means when he says that sometimes you weaponize fighters against the UFC and ask us questions that could get us in trouble. You really don't know what that means. I got something funny that I think you guys might like to see. See, this is a compilation with millions of views called Ariel Helwani Instigating Fighters, because it's basically all Ariel Helwani used to do. This is a press conference where before this, Nick Diaz hadn't shown up to former media obligations, hadn't shown up to him, and it was a massive fuss in the MMA community, and the UFC were furious about this, and they had just gotten over it and finally got Nick Diaz to the press conference. The day after would be the weigh-ins, and the day after would be the fight. What's Ariel's one and only question at this press conference? It's a legendary moment. So the fact that Ariel would deny he would ever ask a question that could rile up things, or cause a reaction, or, create a rift between a fighter and the UFC, is retarded, because this has millions of views. He's famous for this moment.
Nick, right over here. To your left, right.
Going to ask you why you weren't here yesterday and what happened and whose fault was it?
And Dana White knows that Ariel's going to be bringing up the old shit that we're just trying to get over right now. And, he's going to bring up that you weren't here yesterday and, what really happened. He's going to try and air that all out again after we just tried to move past it. And Dana White predicts what Ariel's going to say to Nick Diaz here to basically get a big headline out of Nick Diaz at this press conference.
There you go. Thanks, Dana.
I know you, man.
Appreciate it.
There you go. Thanks, Dana. He predicted it. Dana White predicted the question immediately.
I would have liked to make it.
Just one more question. You said you got in late on Tuesday night. Was it because of
Ariel, he's here.
Okay,
He's here. He's here now.
All right.
You got any questions about the fight?
Obviously, it was a big story.
Yeah,
we,
he's
we
here.
spoke about it.
He's
it's,
here
it's a
now.
part of the story.
I understand.
and-
Which
and,
part of what story?
Of this fight? A lot of people are interested in watching this press conference to see if Nick was going to show up because he wasn't there yesterday. So we would.
He's
just wanted
here
to know
today.
what-
And this is a question from Ariel Helwani that is creating a tension and a rift between the UFC, Dana White, and a fighter, Nick Diaz. That's what Ariel is doing. I like that Ariel does this. I liked that Ariel did this. This was great. Admit you did it. Admit you fucking did it. God, man. Just admit you did it. It's cool. You did it. It was fine. Say to Joaquin Buckley, you know what? Sometimes I've asked those questions, but I feel like that's my obligation as a journalist to ask those difficult questions that don't want to be asked. Don't sit there and go, when have I ever done that? I've never done that. Ah.
And I guarantee
That
you
is
he'll
great.
be there tomorrow at the weigh-ins, and I guarantee you he will be there Saturday.
No one's doubting that, but just wanted to get the reason
You
why.
want to antagonize him. You want to aggravate him and get him pissed off.
That absolutely not.
Totally the truth. That's
Asking
why
a
I
question.
knew what your question was right when I called it, right when you picked up the microphone. You never even ask questions first. You usually hang back and wait. Ooh, you
Right.
had to get that
Wow.
first question. You knew what you wanted
God
to ask him.
forbid
You
I
want to
would
piss
ask-
him off and
I would
aggravate
ask.
him. Would you have any questions about the fight?
Not right now.
Okay.
No question about the fight. No question about Nick Diaz. Hey, Nick Diaz, you know, Ariel, this is your chance to ask a question to Nick Diaz that builds him up, that shines light on how amazing he is as a human being and all the things that you want to do with fighters and just put the spotlight on them and show how amazing and inspirational they are. This is your opportunity at a press conference, Ariel, to do it quick. Any questions? No, not right now. No, I'm done getting a reaction out of you and Nick Diaz and creating some tension there up on stage. No questions right now other than that. That's all he had for this press conference. But he's just here for the good of the fighters. You know what I'm saying?
The UFC is much bigger than me.
Yeah. We all know this.
Yes.
hmm
All right. Well, I'm happy that we're having this conversation.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay.
Buckley was not prepared, though. I'm going to be honest with you. Buckley, you were not prepared for this. And I know the energy from Buckley is like, fuck, dude, I should have brought an example. Because Buckley, what happens is, Ariel, if you don't know, people go through life and they see something and they just remember it. You know what I mean? And they just remember, oh, Ariel did that. And man, Ariel's always instigating fighters against the UFC sometimes. That's their mindset. They don't go, let me make sure I write down this exact date that he did it and this timestamp that he did it and this that he did it. And let me get the full quote that he said at the time so I can remember if I ever bring this up later on. People don't do that. Buckley probably should have had one example. Not going to lie, Buckley, you folded, okay? You did. That's what this look off to the distance is. This look off to the distance isn't, let me flex my forearm on camera real quick. This look off to the distance is, he got me. Fuck, I ain't got shit. You know what I mean? I really don't have an example right now. So they try and move on.
So do you feel like the win was the biggest win of your career?
This is a separate bit I thought I'd include, but I've got more on Ariel.
Yeah, I know it was. Unfortunately, a lot of people think the fight was rigged. And
Rigged?
Vicente Luque, through the fight. That's what they feel.
That's crazy. Who's saying that?
A lot of people. A lot of people.
You can't listen to these people.
A lot of random comments. Yeah.
A lot of people are huge dicks by the sound of it. God, who would say some shit like that? Furthest thing from rigged, that Luque fight. Ugh. Only a man hung like a horse would have that take. We move on to another moment in this interview that I need to get... Oh my God, I completely forgot about this bit. 10:40. Ariel makes fun of Joaquin Buckley for having CTE. You won't believe it! Why did I not mention this at the start? Ariel makes fun of Joaquin Buckley for having CTE. He does it sneaky. Ariel's sneaky with certain guests. I ain't accusing Ariel of anything. But with certain guests, Ariel gets a little fun with the lingo. He gets a little fun with the verbal exchange. He likes to take a couple shots that might go unnoticed when he has certain folks on the show. That's what I'm going to say. I've noticed a trend. Okay? when he has, you know, Jamahal Hill on and Joaquin Buckley on. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to show you something that Ariel did. He literally made fun of Joaquin Buckley for having CTE. And it went right under the radar because I don't think Buckley caught him doing it. But I catch him doing it. I caught him doing it. I know his game.
But I just found that funny. And when I made that little joke, you said it wasn't you, though. Even though it had the blue check mark, you said it wasn't you, so I'm going to believe it wasn't you.
Yeah.
This is Buckley saying that someone commented that might have been his account on his Instagram saying, like, be careful, watch your mouth or something like that. And he's saying this might not have been you, though. It could have been a fake account. And then this is something that they go on about, and they've been going on for ages about, you know, disagreements and Buckley not having examples and Buckley trying to say that Ariel asks questions that have the fighters go against the UFC and stuff like that. And listen to Ariel's response here.
Yeah, honestly, I don't remember this. I would never write that. But you know, I don't know if the knocks to the head are getting to me, but this doesn't sound familiar.
Why is there an advert right now? What a horrible time. Dude, did you hear what Ariel just did while I wait for this advert to stop? I'm never watching fucking football in my life. I fucking went to games as a kid and sat there for 90 minutes in the rain for it to be 0-0. 0 fucking points scored. Fuck football. Either way, sorry. Listen to this.
You know, I don't know if the knocks to the head are getting to me, but this doesn't sound familiar.
What he's saying there. Buckley laughs, moves on with the conversation. I don't know if the punches to the head are getting to me. I don't know if Buckley caught this. I don't think he did with the way he moves on and how quickly he moves on. Dude, Ariel was taking a dig at, like, you're the one who's taken too many shots to the head. And you're the one who's confused here. I don't know if maybe I'm the guy who's taken too many shots to the head, but I don't remember doing this. That's him, and I know anyone who knows how certain people work in the world know that's exactly what Ariel was insinuating there. That's exactly what he was insinuating there.
The knocks to the head. I would never write that, but you know, I don't know if the
look at the darting eyes off to the producer as if this is a joke we're gonna have with each other here.
The knocks to the head are getting to me, but this doesn't sound familiar.
I don't know if the knocks to the head are getting to me, but this doesn't sound familiar. He's insinuating that the knocks to the head are getting to Buckley and that he's made up this whole thing about a comment on his page, which he may well have done. But it could have been a fake account. You never know. But that's what Ariel was insinuating there. Mr. Never disrespects the fighters, only wants to praise them and build them up. Just had a little CTE joke in there, which is okay. Admit it. You aren't Jesus Christ. Okay? You aren't an angel resurrected put on this earth. Except that sometimes you're a bit of a cunt. And it's okay. Everyone is, man. Everyone is.
It's all good. It's all good. But regardless of that, though,
yeah, Buckley didn't have many examples, is all I'm going to say. But there's more.
I have to respect your feelings. We had Chris Weidman on the show last week, and he had...
Wait, there's other things that I want to say about him instigating fighters and how he's never twisted words or anything like this. I want to mention this as well. This is a moment about Chris Cyborg. First of all, this moment here, I might as well just play this. I might as well play this about he'll never ask questions that could get a fighter in trouble with the UFC. You know the UFC don't really like fighters talking about the payment scheme behind the scenes.
Journalists would appreciate that I gave the follow-up. Hey, how far are we? Can I come on and tell all of our viewers over here some level of prediction, or are we being crazy and going, well, yeah, sure, I'll do it for $50 million. I was trying to get to the...
Oh, stop, Che. Why do you talk so fucking much, dude? I thought this was seconds to go.
As any good journalist would tell you, money is off limits, all right? Let's respect people's privacy. I would never ask a question like that. I have never, and I would never ask a question like that, so...
Did you get pay-per-view for this one?
Listen, Ariel, I'm not asking you how much ESPN pays you.
No. I'm not asking for how much. I'm just saying, did you get a cut of the pie?
He licks his lips! He's licking his lips.
My family are happy, man.
Ariel licks his lips. I'm just asking if you got a cut of the pie. Tell me about it, Dustin. Give me a headline, buddy. I just want headlines. That's what he wants. And in this bit with Chris Cyborg as well. Remember this? This is great. I'm just going to sit back and let this one play.
Did Dana block
I don't know. I don't know.
Did Dana block you on Instagram? I don't know. You know, that's what Cyborg says. Hang on. Did Dana block you on Instagram? I don't know, says Chris Cyborg. This was when there was heat between Chris Cyborg and Dana White. Big example here. This is where there was heat between Chris Cyborg and Dana White. When they were both, and Chris Cyborg was now in the UFC. Because of things Dana White had said about her before.
No. When? I don't know when. I just go check in my Instagram with him for see what he say about Amanda, because he canceled the fight. I said, man, I'm blocked. And I use my dog's Instagram and go there and check. That's fine, yeah.
Are you bothered by that?
No.
Are you bothered by that? Are you bothered by Dana White blocking you? Important to listen. Are you bothered by that? Are you bothered by Dana White blocking you?
No, it's fine. It's fine. Nothing surprised me. It's fine.
Are you going to
No, it's fine.
meet with him while you're here?
Maybe, yeah, maybe. I'm gonna ask him to block me.
Are you bothered by this? No, it's fine. No, it's fine. You know, she just takes it as maybe it's a misunderstanding. I'm sure it's fine. I'm not bothered by it. Listen to what Ariel brings up to Dana moments later.
Did you have a chance to talk to Cyborg?
I did not.
Will you unblock her on Instagram? She's bothered by this.
She's bothered by it.
That's fine, yeah.
Are you bothered by that?
No, it's fine. It's fine. Nothing surprised me. It's fine.
Not bothered at all. Not bothered at all, Ariel. Nothing bothers her. It's fine. She's bothered by this, says Ariel Helwani to Dana White.
She's bothered by what?
That you blocked her on Instagram. She brought this up today.
She brought it up. You asked her the question. She responded. You asked her if she was bothered. She said no. You go to Dana White. You tell him that Chris Cyborg said she was bothered about it and that she brought it up in the first place.
What the fuck?
She said that.
She said that. She did not. She didn't say it. Ariel just made something up to create a rift between Dana White and Chris Cyborg that was already there, by the way. But Ariel did this to capitalize on it, to add more fire to that fuel, to boom the headline up once again. Was that for the best of Chris Cyborg right there, that question? Was that to big up the fighters and just give them a spotlight and praise be to them, malala, and all that shit? No. You just wanted to rile up a fucking answer out of Dana White, and you lied about what Chris Cyborg said and the way in which she said it and the way in which it was brought up to do that. You just created an argument between them. Why? You're a worm. We move on.
Did not want to fight in quite some time, so I wouldn't say that he was hot per se. And we had Chito Vera after his loss. We had Francis.
This is Ariel Helwani based. Now, this is a theme of the show that they had, where Buckley said Ariel doesn't like. He was going after Ariel because Ariel didn't have him on his show. Basically, when Buckley was a 50-50 win one lose one shitter in the UFC. I'm going to say how it is. Buckley weren't looking too hot in his career. He tried to reinvent himself at welterweight. And in all honesty, he was angry at Ariel Helwani for not having him on his show. But to be fair, Ariel shouldn't have you on his show. Get ranked, get a big win, and then come on the show. That should be how it works. And that should be what Ariel's absolutely fine with saying.
So I'm not just talking to fighters after.
So you pick and choose.
I mean, dog, I do a show twice a week. Like I wish I could do a show every day, you know. But again,
you wish you could have all the fighters on. Like, dude, no, you don't. You got room for this shit going down at your fucking show, dude. I wish I could have everyone on. I wish I could have all the fighters on, but I'm busy having two fucking cringe bitches on my show, waffling about some shit that's made up, that's bullshit that only 12-year-olds and pedophiles watch. I don't know why Ariel can't just say, you know, you weren't really doing too much, and then you got a big win, and now I have you on the show. Like, it's, I know fighters are very sensitive, and Joaquin Buckley even admits this in the podcast, but it's just Ariel's habit of just denying absolutely anything that comes his way is very annoying. And then the second Joaquin Buckley leaves the show, what does he do with Nate Landwehr, you ask? Let's have a listen. The first thing he asks Nate Landwehr, he's like a little gossipy bitch, this guy Ariel.
What's going on? You're not mad at me too, are you?
You're not mad at me too, are you? Like he's trying to seek camaraderie against Joaquin Buckley, who just went against him. This is worm shit right here.
Yeah. Hey, I play the game, baby.
Hell, golly. Never got so much shit for having someone on the show before.
Is that why he gave you shit? Is that why Joaquin Buckley gave you shit, Ariel? For having him on the show? Is that why he gave you shit, Ariel? Is it really? Is that why he gave you shit? Or did he give you shit for sometimes stitching up the fighters against the UFC and sometimes asking fighters that could get them in trouble, questions that could get them in trouble with the UFC? Is that why he gave you shit, Ariel? Because you had him on the show? Is that why?
Yeah, I know that's right.
Yeah, that's right. How you feeling, Nate?
Now, for those of you that don't understand, like those of you that don't understand certain dialects, I guess you could say, what Nate the Train is about to say in very few words is, fuck what you talking about right now. I just won a big fight. Shut the fuck up about Joaquin Buckley, you fucking worm, and ask me about the big win that I got on the weekend. I ain't trying to hear or be brought into your fucking shitty drama with Joaquin Buckley. But he's going to say it in very few words. Listen close.
Yeah, I know that's right.
Yeah, that's right. How you feeling, Nate?
And then he just moves on. That's Nate the Train saying, yeah, shut the fuck up, dude. I ain't trying to be brought into this fucking drama with Joaquin Buckley. You know what I mean? He's like, Ariel's trying to bring him in, like, come on, what the heck, right? With Buckley, right? I mean, who's with me here? And then Nate Landwehr's like, yeah, anyway, dude. Anyway, about my win. How about that win I got, dude? Hurry the fuck up. I ain't here to talk about drama, you know what I'm saying? Just thought I'd include that bit at the end from Nate the Train. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Dude, Ariel, you're not God. You're not this absolute perfect human that's never made a mistake, that's never got anything but the best intentions at heart. We're all shitty. We're all disgusting, flawed humans. Be one with us. Join us and accept it. I'm not perfect. I don't do things for the benefit of all the fighters. I really don't. I think that's pretty fucking clear by now. I don't claim to. Ariel, just don't claim to be shit that you're not, and it'll probably be A-okay, man. If now and again you just admitted that you instigated, that you tried to get fighters into little bits of beef against Dana White, that you do this sometimes, that you sometimes ask leading questions, that you sometimes ask questions that aren't for the benefit of the fighter, that are for the benefit of getting a headline or getting a scoop or getting some detailed information out of them that you want to know. Admit that you do that and everything, and then they couldn't even come after you for it because you own it. The main problem I have with Ariel is he don't own shit that he does and just makes it seem like everyone's attacking him and he's this perfect human that's never made a fucking mistake. Shut up. See you later. Thank you for watching. Toodle Pip. I'll see you later. Goodbye. Fuck this guy, dude. I should have played that sideboard clip way earlier, but we're 33 minutes in, so fuck it, dude.